For 10 years. A woman with a recurrent cold battled an inexplicable ailment. Nobody told her that strangers would learn the true cause of her pain and shock everyone. Kimberly, a tired middle-aged woman, was talking to her son Kevin in an armchair in a modest, quiet living room. Her face and eyes showed anguish and worry. With sadness, she said, "Oh no, son. I don't want to miss your wedding." She felt worse about her perilous health after learning about Kevin's marriage. Kevin, seated next to her, looked sympathetically at her dire condition. "Mom, I didn't want you to miss it. But how can you travel 12 hours from Los Angeles to Madrid when you're weak?" He comforted her by saying, "Your health is more important than my wedding." The woman sighed from years of suffering. "When will I heal? Lord, I can't imagine dying," she cried. "I'm missing everything that matters." She lay on her longtime refuge bed. It was her world now, with the room's walls silently seeing her battle with her illness. Heartbroken by her anguish, her son grasped her hand. She saw the greatest doctors for 5 years. But her health didn't improve. She was devastated and worried her future. Kimberly lay on the bed, distressed, with her infant. 10 years of suffering and medical perplexity left her just knowing the sorrow and wanting to know why. To cure Kimberly, we must go back in time to her healthy, active days. She always put her health first as a little gym owner. She reared Kevin alone, as she did her clients. They'd experienced something big. They were thrilled to buy a house and leave their flat. They may build a better life and call it home. Kevin, 13, was eager to explore their new area. His mother always supported his goals. She was happy to see Kevin becoming independent because he worked hard. Kevin's academic devotion earned him a Spanish exchange scholarship. He lamented, "Mom, I don't want to leave you here all alone." "No, sweetheart. I'm glad you're pursuing your goals." To avoid remorse, his mother begged, "Please, don't make the mistake of staying here just because of me." Kimberly was glad her son was pursuing his aspirations but devastated by his leaving. "You can attend a top European institution after graduating." "How thrilling," she said, "to take this risk. Whenever you return from your vacation, I'll be here for you." "Kevin should go," she said. Kimberly became really ill after he departed. She thought she had a terrible cold due to the headache, nausea, vomiting, and dizziness. Her dread grew as weeks passed with little improvement. Unaware of grave disease, she sought medical diagnosis. "When I'm obviously sick." "What do you mean everything is normal?" Kimberly asked, confused. "All blood tests are normal." The doctor said that doesn't make sense. Without relief, her pain grew, causing despair. Nothing made sense to the doctors either. Her tests were normal, but she got ill daily. "My health is rapidly declining, and no one can understand why." She shook during her appointment. The doctors worriedly looked at each other, sensing something odd. "Says we'll continue our investigation," the doctor promised Kimberly. "We'll find an answer." Kevin worried more about his mother's health while studying abroad. He worried as months passed with little improvement, leaving employment to care for her. "Mom, I can't see you suffer." He said. I must help. Scared. After seeing his dedication, Kimberly soothed him. Stop worrying. Honey. Prioritize school and future. Returning to the US is inevitable. We'll be fine. It seemed her promises were empty. Her doctor's antibiotics and other treatments didn't help Kimberly. Not enough energy to go through the day. Someone ran her favorite gym since she couldn't. As the mystery sickness attacked her, her health and quality of life declined. The family was confused and anxious since no one could explain. As her situation worsened, everyone felt helpless. Mother will endure. Kevin promised to help people and heal his mother. Kimberly's disease is 10 years old. After graduating with honors in engineering at 23, Kevin became a world-renowned biomedical engineer with a high salary and position. By seeing his mother twice a year, he strengthened their friendship. He worried as her health declined with each visit. Despite his efforts, all his professional caregivers developed Kimberly-like symptoms. The sickness your mother has is contagious. My symptoms resurfaced. Most said, I can't stay here any longer. The illness contagiousness limited caregivers' stays. As he prospered professionally and married, Kevin felt an increasing duty to care for his mother and investigate alternative treatments abroad. He begged his mother to live with him to stop her suffering. Review upcoming medical procedures. Kevin's optimism and endurance contradicted his vow to be with you in Los Angeles during this hardship. Kimberly was too fatigued to tackle the lengthy, difficult trip abroad. Dear, I cannot afford such a makeover. Remember our first home? We were destined to live there. She wished to stay to introduce your kids and grandkids to Grandma. Kevin provided another solution per his mother's request. Finishing will make the dwelling safer and cozier. We'll move in with our wife after upgrades. He reassured her she wouldn't be alone. Kimberly liked thinking about her son and his bride being close. My love. It sounds great. Having you by her side would bring her joy, she said, relaxing her years of suffering. Kevin lovingly renovated his home for his new family. They started a new chapter. And the house, which had seen many tragedies, would change. She had no idea the renovations would reveal anything new about her situation. First, she restored her bedroom window view garden, where she spent long hours. For the first time in a while, she enjoyed seeing the flowers and grass flourish despite her weakness. Fieldwork by Kevin is commendable. I value you, son. Being with a motivated and skilled person is amazing. The renovation piqued her curiosity. The old woman carried a stick to the garden in the morning. She appreciated the peace and beauty of the green grass and flowers. Flowers and nature comforted her unexpectedly. Her little outdoor excursions provided spiritual therapy and a break from pain and drugs. Kimberly felt better mentally despite her physical difficulties. The vibrant colors and strong pulse of the garden gave her hope and joy. She wondered if the flower petals were still beautiful when she carefully touched them. Nature gave her hope and courage. Despite little medical improvement, it calmed her mind and spirit after a long battle with an unknown sickness. She was surprised by the change. Before renovating the basement, which contained all the house's facilities. Excuse me, ma'am. You must see this, he said really. It was hard. But she reached the basement. She saw the shower head water heater gas valves, Excuse me, ma'am. But we need to measure and inspect all of the installations before we begin, said. That negligent person seemed careless. The confused mother stated she and her son moved into the house a decade ago and started upgrades first. Oh, ma'am. You've been in great danger, the contractor cried, waving his accurate meters. There's carbon monoxide seeping out. The news shocked Kimberly. Nausea, vomiting, and headaches indicate poisoning. This made sense. The gas leak caused unusual symptoms, countless doctor visits, and 10 years of suffering. Men were told she would leave and return. Kimberly went to the hospital to report their discovery. This new knowledge confused her old doctors. Carbon monoxide poisoning? Found her following a basic intoxication test. The doctors gasped. Oh my God. At the delay in finding the truth, Kimberly kneeled in the doctor's office after feeling agony. She cried with relief and indignation over the leak's devastation to one property. Her doctors began intensive treatment after the devastating news. Her therapy includes many hazardous gas removal treatments. The surgery went nicely and promptly. Kimberly's vibrancy returned like the sun after a long night. After seeing the treatment, Kevin was pleased with his mother's development. Your behavior shocks me, Mom, he exclaimed. You're reincarnating. Only the hospital's compassionate doctors and nurses helped Kimberly recover for Kevin's wedding. She shined during her son's Spanish wedding after 8 months of treatment. Her gratitude and excitement at seeing her child enjoy life despite his obstacles made her cry. Oh my goodness. I am so grateful that you have given me the opportunity to go through this, stated. Kimberly wanted to thank the workers who uncovered the gas leak that transformed her life when she returned to the renovated house after the wedding. Despite her limited budget, she planned a magnificent barbecue to open the restored home. To thank everyone who helped her get healthy, she did something simple but profound. This event was fun, friendly, and had great conversation. Contractors, who rarely earned accolades, were proud to heal Kimberly, Kevin, his wife, and their mother celebrated their new home and life in public. Kimberly enjoyed seeing family, friends, and smiles at home. A surprising makeover and her son's love helped her recover from a decade-long illness. She believed, I have a new life now. A new chance. As she watched the garden grow, she envisioned a joyful future with her son and new family. Kimberly left her longtime depression and started a new life, enjoying every breath and having a happy household. She was ready to start a purposeful life every morning. After watching the first story above, do you have any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Now, let's watch another similar story.
As the sun rose over New York City, 27-year-old Black Sharon proudly adjusted her taxi driver's attire. Her first day of work brought peace to her and her ailing father. This chance was welcome after months of effort. Sharon became the family breadwinner when her brother joined the military. Her outfit conveyed hope and resolve. She descended to her father's modest bedroom, where he spent his middle age wheelchair-bound. She said, "I'm leaving now, Dad," smiling. He observed her cautiously and admiringly. "You'll win, Princess," added. "Just remember to be careful. There are still people out there who can't see past the color of our skin." Sharon took father's hands. "Don't worry, Dad, times have changed. I'll definitely be back with some exciting stories," she said. She kissed her father's forehead and left the house, determined to live, to taxi work. Sharon took a crowded bus. First, she got planned travel commissions. She just wanted to buy her father comfy clothes and pamper herself with the rest. She wanted to smile, socialize, and explore the city. The young woman was welcomed at work. Managers and drivers advised and wished her. Sharon learned company operations gossip. She will never forget getting the cab keys, symbolizing her independence. She liked thinking, Taxi 126, my own cab, near the corporate garage. Today was about first rides, new people, and city routes. Sharon wanted to excel in her new job and make clients' travel safe and fun. She chatted, smiled, and relaxed on the street. 5-star ratings and nice profile feedback thrilled her. She altered everything with each traveler. Sunset fatigue. Sharon needs a break after long drives, to vacation and tell her father about her adventures. She saw something astonishing after day 1. Sharon felt proud and fatigued traveling through the tranquil city streets as evening came, reflecting on her first day of work. He's going to be so happy. Father heard about her day. For her father's birthday, she wanted to offer him something special. She bought him a sweater after years of effort. The cab driver tried to cheer up the wheelchair-bound senior man. Sharon went shopping before returning home to celebrate these memories. After returning the car to the company, she imagined handing him his gift, seeing his excitement, and laughing over their small successes. Today's fate had different plans. She dropped off the last passenger in a remote city and saw a police cruiser's blue and red lights in her rearview mirror. Her fear increased when the cops ordered the automobile to stop. Wondering why the stop, she asked, "Oh no, what now?" The taxi driver stopped to examine her license and car documentation before interrogating her. Police punished the car. "Good evening, miss," he said. "Exit the automobile." Sharon said, "Why?" From the car, confused. "All documents are mine." After missing the stop, she was scared and upset. What complicated a homecoming ride? The policeman demanded her leave the car again. Sharon screamed, "I'm just working, officer. Perhaps I'm not mailing illicit goods." Officer kept control. "I didn't say that, miss. Leave the car." Some young woman was stressed. She was anxious, uncomfortable, and scared of the unknown. An exciting evening was becoming uncomfortable. Sharon breathed deeply and left the automobile for uncharted territory. Fearful, she stood next to her taxi. The prejudice stories in her family kept coming to mind. One of her awful recollections stuck out. She thought about her hard-working older brother Mike, a mason who was stopped by police on his way home, the only black person on the street. He was immediately identified as the suspect during the hunt, when accused of stealing a purse and other items from a wealthy young woman at a neighboring party. Mike had little defense. Police immediately arrested him despite his desperate demands for justice. He protested, "I didn't do anything," but was taken to the police station and held all night. Knowing his bail would never come, growing up, Sharon relied on her poor father. After their mother died in a car accident and left their father wheelchair-bound, Mike was their only income. Luckily, the wealthy young woman's close friend committed the crime the next day. The police informed Mike, "You're lucky, kid," when he protested after release. "Enjoy it." They let him go without apologizing or taking responsibility. Sharon realized that trust was a luxury not everyone could afford from her family's tragedy. Her perspective changed at 27. She knew the fight was ongoing, but society seemed more accepting and less discriminating. Some nasty people still formed quick judgments based on skin color. Sharon always thought judging people by appearance was stupid. As she stood behind her cab under the police cruiser's beams, her family's prejudice and mistrust weighed her. She tried carefully to stay calm as police searched her paperwork and car. She wants regular credential checks. She's secretly afraid her life will repeat her mistakes. The officer asked, "So, you're a taxi driver for this company?" After reviewing the documents, the woman said, "Yes, sir." Without shaking, "I just started today and was finishing my shift." After nodding, this officer circled the car and stopped behind it. "Could you kindly open the trunk?" said. Sharon was enraged and afraid. This increased her mental and physical weariness. "No unlawful items in the luggage, officer. Honesty and job hunting are my strengths. I'll open it so you can see there's nothing in there," she said firmly. Nerves made her hands quiver as she approached the trunk. Quickly, she opened the compartment. Shock and horror filled her eyes. Oh my God, what? How did that get there? Sharon ran away screaming and afraid. A poisonous snake rested in the trunk. Sharon had no idea what to do. The officer quickly covered the serpent with his uniform jacket to protect the woman and animal while she looked at him. Sharon stayed still through the spectacle. What let the snake into her trunk? Snake transport and handling weren't her forte. Her astonishment and awe were obvious. It was surprising that the situation eliminated bias, concern, and stress. Nighttime disturbances occurred as police tried to tame the unexpected reptile, her words and emotions gone. Her car had a snake after her first day at work. She stood, taking in the news. She had a fantastic story but didn't know what would happen. She felt scared and doubtful. Policeman calmly and skillfully trapped snake in jacket sack. Sharon, bewildered, watched the officer's every step to grasp the strange change of events. She shakily asked, "How did you know?" She felt fear and comfort as she envisioned the serpent in the car all day without her knowing. She worried about the snake escaping and hurting someone. "Behind me is my travel partner. I would be dead in the water if the snake bit them," cried. I noticed a portion of the serpent's tail protruding from the trunk. The officer stated, frightened, to avoid a major issue, exit the car before opening the trunk. The crack was little. Sharon felt relieved and humiliated for suspecting the cop was biased. Shaken, she apologized to the officer. "I thought you." The cop grinned. "It's okay, my dear. It makes sense. Few co-workers should be harsh. Everyone should be treated equally regardless of race or other factors." Officer called animal control. Team quickly rescued and relocated snake. Sharon was relieved to be saved, but she was perplexed. The serpent's removal eased her, yet that day tormented her. Sharon left after thanking the police again for his assistance. She fled in her car. Afraid yet relieved the nightmare was over, she returned the rental car to the agency and went home to relax and tell her father about her trip. Sharon remembered her first day of work and the horrific snake encounter on the way back. She never forgot that day. She wanted to return to her peaceful cottage after the toxic beast attack. But what next? As he tried to interpret the day, the cabbie wondered how the snake got inside the car. Sharon informed her manager and co-workers about the snake upon arrival. After explaining everything, a staff member calmed the squad. He took the cab camping for the weekend and thought the snake got into the trunk, due to his snake and wildlife sightings. His claim was credible. Since Sharon might sue for negligence and endangerment, the business gave her money to offset the risks and stress of working with a deadly animal all day. They paid her well. Sharon was relieved and grateful for the company's recognition and reward despite her anxiety. She bought her dad a pullover for his birthday with her day's commission and extra money. After carefully selecting a sweater, she returned home to see her father's reaction. She smiled and brought the gift home. "Dad, you won't believe the day I had," she informed her attentive father. After her story, she gave him the sweater and wished him a happy birthday. Her father was pleased, remarking, "What a crazy day, my child. Think about your accomplishments. Lovely sweater. You didn't have to." They laughed relieved after a day of surprises. As night fell and laughing filled the home, Sharon was glad to be reminded that life is unpredictable. Full of promise and wonderful times mingled with shocks and problems, she realized that the scariest situations might end happily and unexpectedly. This lesson gave the young cab driver the courage and hope she needed to face whatever came next. After watching this story above, do you have any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Now, let's watch another similar story, Eve and Agnes, a middle-aged couple from a tiny rural hamlet. Were known for their deep depression, disguised behind their soft smiles and kindness. Eve was lively at 53 despite her minor wrinkles. Her eyes were sorrowful. Agnes, 58, bravely faced life's hardships. The couple desired kids and liked life, never realized that dream. Their 12 years struggle to become parents included doctor visits and reproductive therapies. Eve was 41 and doctors doubted she would conceive. Hope persisted. Eve wept and said, "I just want a chance, love." Holding an old wedding photo of them as young and hopeful, sadly, her husband whispered, "I know, love," grasping her hand. "Yes, I know." They accepted their fate and sought consolation in their careers, each other, and Max, their yellow Labrador. Eve taught her kids at a small local school while Agnes worked in his grease-filled mechanical workshop. After living together, not having a child felt like an unfillable gap in their hearts and house. Eve wept and prayed in the chamber for a never-born child. If God is listening, you know my profound desire for a child. We want the title Mom and Dad, while looking through the doorway. Her husband felt his heart break into 1,000 pieces, powerless to change their situation, but destiny had another surprise, and a dream changed everything. The two relaxed in their humble abode under the moonlight after a long day. Only Max's faint snore and wind-blown leaves broke the silence. Eve writhed in bed, unable to sleep. Tiredness heightened her fantasies and desires. She was in her regular Sunday park with her spouse. Daisy and hibiscus dotted the lush grass above the trees. Colorful blossoms fought with the rainbow. The sun was bright, clouds floated like cotton, and joyful calls and laughter filled the air. She saw small hands around hers and a bright brown-haired boy. Next to him was a blonde curly girl. 3 other kids tried to catch a Max-like dog from behind. One child said, "Mommy, look how fast I can run." Eve laughed, loving deeply, when a second daughter smiled and said, "Mommy, play with me." Eve grabbed and spun her while the child laughed. These kids rushed around asking for Agnes while playing catch with Max and others. Eve's vivid dreams made her feel the sun on her skin, grass under her feet, and children's small hands in hers. Since the dream was so blissful, she wished it might last forever. All dreams end, including this one. Eve woke up with a strong chest pain and no air. When she closed her eyes, she could see that exquisite position and hear the youngsters laughing, rolling in bed. She wailed and reached for the empty spot where she expected a child. She cried, soaking the pillow. She felt sad, like she had lost something she never had. Her imagined loss hurt as much as years of failure. They woke up beside Agnes, frightened by her pain. He held her and whispered, "Love, what happened?" Eve wailed, "Why am I unable to have children? God, why cannot I have a family?" Since she was silent, Agnes caressed her hair to comfort and empathize. After many long deliberations, they decided to do the impossible. "Are we really going to do this?" Eve begged pitifully. "I like the idea," Agnes responded, a sign from above. "I think, if we fail, we'll have tried hard and learned." This was their last IVF attempt using retirement funds. Even though the doctor predicted another failure, Eve persisted. "Eve, you're over 50. Hard to do. Menopause may be coming." Doctor warned about potential. "Doctor, I'm not sorry. I hope to die regretless. I'll spend everything." Eve, 53, hoped for the best. The couple went home hopeful after insemination. Eve repeatedly kneeled in prayer and cried at the altar at church. "Please, God, give me this chance," she pleaded. "Let me experience the love of my own child. Lord, I don't know what the future holds." She prayed by her bed. "I can overcome any challenge with your aid. Lord, I implore you for parenthood. You know I want it." When she thought the fertilization effort could fail, the unlucky woman was optimistic and anxious. Fear plagued her, but religion and motherhood kept her going. She had someone to talk to or support her decision in Agnes. He clutched her hand. "We'll back you." He loved family and fatherhood equally. Eve's doctors worried when her pregnancy sickness didn't improve after several days. The doctor was ready to give bad news at one appointment. The couple arrived apprehensive and depressed as the doctor discussed the newest test findings. The news disappointed. Eve sprang up and went to the bathroom, vomiting fiercely. The doctor ordered the nurses to retest when her husband ran over. "This is impossible," he thought, as hope faded. News broke like brightness through the darkness of doubt after what felt like a lifetime. "Eve, you're pregnant." While passing through reception, the doctor instructed them. He cried when Eve shouted with delight at Agnes' excitement. He hugged her tightly, feeling her energy and excitement. The entire hospital smiled and cheered. The couple's longtime nurse cried at their joy and the miracle she saw. Despite his astonishment, the doctor's smile and eyes betrayed emotion. "Happy for you." He was pleased for the newlyweds. The pain, anxiety, and doubt were worth it then. After all, Eve would have children. The municipality learned a 53 years old was pregnant quickly. Townspeople cheered for the two since they followed their battle. my love, we'll have babies. Agnes called it our own little miracle. The miracle baby needs extensive preparation. A charming wooden cot, beige clothes, and cuddly toys were chosen by the family. Each item made them pleased and anxious about their child wearing it. Although they expected less, Eve had many children. Every morning, she pondered if her restlessness was a desire to see her unborn child. No empty space this time. Instead, exhilaration blanketed her. She had a baby after years of waiting. The scan day arrived, and they eagerly anticipated their precious child's heartbeat. Eve and Agnes waited joyously. They pulsed faster as they linked hands. Agnes, Eve, you may enter, stated the doctor. After settling in, the test could begin. As we can see, your baby is growing healthy, the doctor added, pausing. The alarmed parents questioned, what is it? The room quieted. The ultrasound screen shocked the doctor, and the pair held their breath. There was tension in the usual consultation, and everyone was apprehensive. Adjusting his glasses, he said, this can't be. The nurse faced the doctor, bewildered and frightened, after viewing the screen, however. Is this feasible? She muttered. What's that? Agnes begged, clutching his wife's hand. Scared, doctor took a long, uncomfortable moment to gather himself before explaining. After a moment, he awkwardly laughed at the nurse. He remarked, please pay attention, as the equipment loudened and parents heard their child's heartbeat. Oh my God, listen, love, it's beating, screamed the thrilled woman, when more heartbeats showed. The couple was confused. Eve and Agnes looked at each other nervously, hearts racing and breaths quick. A anxious doctor replied, you're going to need more cribs, saying. The father looked shocked. What? It's not just one baby, it's 5 babies, the nurse said, still astonished by what she saw. The room fell silent. The pair was in disbelief, attempting to process what happened. 5 kids. Before realizing they had quintuplets, they cried. Eve's womb is growing 5 tiny lives. Everything clicked for them instantaneously. All the sounds calling Eve mother, and her images of toddlers playing and running were her 5 children. Parents gazed at each other in tears. They hugged while sobbing and laughing, a miracle beyond their wildest expectations. Eve closed her eyes and whispered, thanks, God, for this miracle and gift. You gave me 5 children when I requested one. I'm grateful yet surprised. Her spouse touched her stomach as she faced him. Love. These are our babies. We performed 5 miracles. In the office, happiness was almost tangible. The quintuplets' joy extended across the hospital as doctor and nurse shared it. Eve and Agnes faced new obstacles and expectations, but most importantly, love for their 5 miracles. Cities went berserk. The community donated 5 cribs, 5 car seats, and 5 times more diapers, bottles, and clothing for the quintuplets. Eve and Agnes promptly made their home a baby nursery, visit their kids after the most thrilling months of their lives. The hospital bustled with nervous expectancy. The mother remained calm despite the chaos. She found tranquility and confidence only in religion. She believed God was helping her fulfill a long-time dream. 2 boys and 3 girls were born healthy and gorgeous. Their miracles were named Abigail, Miriam, Ruth, David, and Samuel. Every infant was strong, gorgeous, and cherished. Eve holding each bundle made everyone cry joyfully. Her husband radiated love and appreciation. He massaged their kids' hair while holding Eve's hand. Shaking, he said, we are blessed, Eve. Her eyes lit up as she signaled, actually, we are. The Lord blessed us. Day changed the couple's life forever. They showed their devotion for their children at 53 and 58. Their days and nights were filled with wailing, diapers, and bottles, but their love and joy were the best. Years later, their 5 children grinned as they called Eve and Agnes Mommy and Daddy in a park while playing happily. Eve dreamed the parents sat on a seat and loved and thanked their children. He smiled and hugged his wife. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, hasn't it? Yes, my darling, and I must say, it was absolutely worthwhile, remarked. Eve and Agnes' greatest joy was living out their unattainable but lovely dream in the sun with their 5 miracles. After watching the stories above, do you have any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. If you enjoyed our video, please like, subscribe, and share our channel. That all about today's stories. See you next time.